Broadcasting from Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, you're watching Poly Playbook. Welcome to this week's edition of Poly Playbook, your Cal Poly Sports Recap Show. I'm Denzel Quarterman, and today is Sunday, May 4th. If you haven't noticed, we're doing things a little different here at the Playbook, so keep your eye out for some new and exciting content. But let's get you into this week's top stories. After 4 straight losses, Cal Poly baseball snapped their skid with a 7-5 win at UC Riverside Saturday. Brian Mundell led the team with 3 hits and 1 RBI. This win puts the Mustangs' record at 37-9 and 13-4 in the Big West Conference. The rubber match of the series will be played today at 1. It's actually just getting underway. Features Casey Bloomquist pitching against Ben Doucette for UC Riverside. The Mustangs are currently behind UC Irvine in the Big West, who sport a 13-1 conference record. Cal Poly begins a pivotal 3-game series against the Anteaters at home beginning May 9th. The Cal Poly football team is now dealing with injury concerns after quarterback Daniel Graves and defensive tackle Jason Patterson went down during the spring game on Saturday. After the game kicked off, Chris Brown started under center and ran the offense with the first team. Brown was 8 of 13 through the air, and he also ran the ball 4 times for 61 yards, including a 30-yard scramble, and Brown set up the team's one and only field goal of the game. The man competing against him, Graves, took the field and was 5 for 5 passing until he tucked the ball down and got injured on a quarterback keeper.
I just came off a mesh and I pulled the ball and my abdomen popped, so I think I might have torn some cartilage in there. But hey, it's just kind of a freak injury. I'll get better and I'll be fine.
Despite the injury, the quarterback competition will continue into fall camp. But after the spring game, Chris Brown says the future is bright.
I feel like it went well. I feel like we got some good things to go back and watch and to grow from and be ready for August 31st.
Stay tuned later in the show. We'll get in-depth coverage and inside the helmet of Chris Brown, find out how we were able to get that exclusive access and what Brown had to say. Cal Poly Track and Field lost a highly contested dual meet Saturday against UCSB. The annual blue-green rivalry meet went down to the wire for both the men and women. The men lost by a score of 102.5 to 99.5, and the women lost by a similar mark of 104 to 98. Cal Poly sophomore Asia Love won the women's 200 with a time of 24.03, which beat her previous career best of 24.25, which she ran at last week's Bulldog Invitational. The 100-meter dash was won by senior Jamison Jordan with a time of 10.44. Track and Field hopes to make a big impact at the upcoming Big West Championships set to take place on May 9th and 10th, as well as May 16th and 17th. And now we'll go to an exclusive interview with my man here, Rafael Salinas, who's here on the desk. Now tell me, UCSB, this dual meet, one of the only ones that Cal Poly will have at home. What stood out to you here in this meet?
I think we got big contributions from Jamison Jordan. That's big. He's a senior who we really need to step up in the upcoming championships. Obviously, Asia Love as well. Also, Chris Frias is going to be a big contributor for us. He, broke a 31-year record this year in the 10K, and he took a whopping 47 seconds off that time. So I think these are the athletes who are going to have to build on their performances this past week going into the Big West Championships. It's unfortunate that they lost their last home meet, but what can you do?
It happens. Sadly, going on to another team that's losing on Cal Poly's campus, but they're getting better here. Cal Poly baseball, they snapped that 4-game losing streak with that win, 7-5. What's standing out about that going into the playoffs here?
Well, I'm encouraged by Brian Mundell. He was dropped down to the 7th hole in the lineup following a 2 for 32 skid that I think that kind of coincided with the losing streak that we saw. And in that losing streak, I think maybe we just got our hitters maybe got off balance at the plate, pitchers maybe ran into a string of bad starts. These things happen in baseball, but the bottom line is we're still one of only 4 teams in the top 25 with single-digit losing records. So I think we're still seeing encouraging things. I think when it's all said and done, we're going to get a number 1 seed in the tournament, which will be really, really big.
Number 1, that's always the best thing you can hope for, right?
Certainly.
So Moving on, we had football on the table here. Looks like our quarterback controversy is probably going to, settle itself here. What's going on with football now that that injury is coming to Graves here?
Well, with Graves, going down, he kind of clears up the controversy between him and Brown. However, I think it'll be rekindled at the close to the start of next season. But what I saw Brown kind of orchestrating the offense a little better. I thought he ran the play action better. I thought he scrambled and ran the ball better, called better plays. But, Graves at the same time also played well. He had some good runs in there, but I think Brown's the guy for our team. And moving forward, I think the defense is going to be a big strength for us. We got some big additions there on the defensive end. Defensive back Solomon Dixon, a transfer from Idaho, and Logan Mays is a real big guy that we're excited coming from the Pac-12 with Washington State. So I think there's a lot to be excited about in Cal Poly sports for the future.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Salinas.
Thank you.
And now we're going to give you that exclusive look that we promised. We had Lisa Diaz that went out to football practice in leading up to the spring game, and we mic'd up Chris Brown to see what the team has been up to this offseason.
I have not once gotten used to getting up early. I mean, it's a struggle every time. I feel like every morning, it's always that alarm clock goes off. It's a frustrated face until I get on the field and actually get going. Hey, you gotta look. Yeah. Spring practice drills are important just because it's something that's conditioned in our mind to be fast and to know that anything that we use in practice is what we'll use in the game.
There you go. Nice ball.
What it feels like to do this hard work in the off season? A struggle, but at the same time, it's something that's going to make us great. So eyes to the corner, eyes to the corner. Corner, there you go. The spring game is basically something that it's an inter-squad scrimmage, and it's a chance for us as an offense to show what we do, and it's a chance for the defense to show what they do. And we may not get these exact looks in the game, but they're pretty close, so it's something that we should be able to focus on and pick up on if it's something that we have to do,
Stay tight. Stay tight. Go. Down the tip.
We get an assumption and get a conclusion of who we're going to have on the field for that game, August 31st. So it's this Saturday.
Hey, let's be smart. Know what we're doing, all right? Let's be smart. Let's be explosive.
Lisa Diaz, Mustang News.
Thanks, Lisa. The next time the team takes the field will be for fall camp in August. Cal Poly softball was in action Saturday for a doubleheader versus the Long Beach State Dirtbags. Freshman pitcher Sierra Highland got the win in Game 1, striking out 8 and throwing her 10th shutout of the season, bringing her overall record to 23-8. A single in the second inning off the bat of Jillian Anderson brought in catcher Maria Cocciolo, which would prove to be the game winner in that game. The Mustangs would go on to win Game 1 4-0. Game 2, pitcher Chloe Worth struck out 7 Dirtbags and helped the Mustangs inch their way up the Big West Conference with a Game 2 win of 4-2. Cal Poly is currently underway with Game 3 versus the Dirtbags. Stay tuned to Poly Playbook and Mustang News for more updates. Thanks for watching our weekly sports edition of Mustang News. You can catch this show and get all your Mustang sports updates at mustangnews.net. You can also watch our 30-minute broadcast on Charter Channel 19, Campus Channel 2, and Yo Channel 7. Have a great day, Cal Poly.